Now, I like this, the double pylon throwdown there. One a little bit farther away. That's nice. So that way they'll think that they get it if they take that one out. Because most of the time, once you assault that one, you're not going to really go back farther to look. So I definitely like that plan there out of Strostocles.
Strostocles moving out, moves into the natural, and as we suspected, Spec 8 moving out up the map, so the Army's not going to see each other in large part. Seeing the warp ins now into the natural of his opponent out of Spec 8 as well. So yeah, going to have another base trade. Strostocles going to run up and go, oh, nothing here, start shooting at the pylons. Actually, take that back. Spec 8 looks like he wants to withdraw. He wants to try and engage on his own ground to deal with this. He's going to be behind in doing this, so he's going to have to do this just right. He needs to be pulling his probes. If he doesn't pull his probes, this is not going to work out. This is such a small little army. Spec really, I think, making a big mistake here by not engaging. He's going to pop the Guardian Shield. And yeah, he's kind of screwed the pooch here. Not a lot. And having sentries in your mix in a 4-gate rush anyway, that's not something you want to do. That's not a 4-gate that's going to be very strong because you're just not going to have the stalker count you need.
Oh yeah, it was a really great job there by Strostocles to go in there and take out all the pylons powering all the gateways, so there's no additional support that's coming. So, Spec 8 is really just holding on because of that sentry, being able to hold that ramp. But right now it looks like these are going to move up. He doesn't have enough energy for that. Doesn't even matter. Down he goes, and now finally powering back on 3 of those 4 warp gates right now. While Spec 8 tries to bring in some more reinforcements, he gets in 3 more stalkers, but this is just going to be an absolute smash fest here. If Strostocles can get a hold of this other pylon that's going to be coming in, trying to get the support into these things. But there's the GG right there by Spec 8, and Strostocles got to tie this up 1-1.
So 1-1 moving into our ace game here in our semifinal matchup, Strostocles versus Spec 8 here in our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
That's right, AC. Go to itsgosu.com to see everything that we got going on. Excuse me. Again, we don't do stuff for just StarCraft 2, but League of Legends, Heroes of Earth, Super
I thought, what, we doing Mario Party now, man?
That's right, we're going to do Mario Party. Super Street Fighter 4, Super Mario Brothers versus Street Fighter. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make our own little crossover. That's going to be the best.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I'd love to see that. It's like, what's that computer game? It's like it's a community-driven project where they basically took like all the fighters from every 2D fighter game ever made and mashed them up using the sprites and the control schemes to make them into like one like custom downloadable like for free 2D fighter game where you have like Resident Evil characters playing against Guilty Gear characters, playing against Smash Brothers characters. I mean, everything. I can't think of the name of it.
I can't remember. Yeah, I remember seeing it, but because it was a PC thing, and I'm kind of a console elitist.
You're a Call of Duty player. You're a Call of Duty player.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a first-person shooter.
How's that auto aim treat you, man? Come on, friggin' auto aim.
I actually turned off my auto aim. I'm a real man. I can make my own headshots.
All right, next time I come down to visit, man, we're hooking up. We're getting you set up on Team Fortress 2, and we're spending a whole weekend on Team Fortress 2. I promise. You give me one weekend and let me teach you Team Fortress, you will never go back to consoles for a first-person shooter. It'll never happen.
See, and I was up there. I was up at Cyberground. I was playing with Dave. I was playing what was I playing? Battlefield 2.
Oh, that's so good. Battlefield's so good.
Yeah, I love Battlefield because I have it on the console, so I love it. But I had to sit there and keep running the mouse around just to turn around because I didn't want to reset its settings to turn up the sensitivity as high as I need it on a thing. And then even when I could kind of get to an aim, I couldn't aim. I got in the helicopter, and I'm really good at piloting it on the console. And as soon as I hopped in it, I crashed it. It was just I obliterated my own tank in front of me, or I would have if they had turned on the team killing or whatever.
Right.
But absolutely unprepared to handle anything like that.
I'll work with you, man. We'll get you in the shape. So Spec 8 and Strostocles here in our semifinal matchup. Tied up 1-1. Spec 8 going to be spawning in the purple once again at the top left, and Strostocles in close air positions, top right in the brushed red, or pink, as normal people call it. But, yeah, I mean, Strasicles battled back. He really handled that last 4-gate push quite well. Shakuras Plateau, this is like the what is this, the third time tonight we've seen the ace game played on Shakuras?
Yeah, this is definitely been the go-to map for the tiebreaker right there. And I'm being told by DJ Final, he thinks the name is called Muggin.
Muggin?
Muggin.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
or Eugene or something.
Yeah,
I'm guessing Muggin there, but I believe that's what the DJ Final is. Either that, or he's telling me that Muggin is a term that I needed to use or something. So,
okay. Either way. Spec 8 he's got that pylon down here at the second ramp, and this is not okay. Again, no insult, no ill will, nothing meant towards any players, but this is something that you're really only going to see predominantly. Wow, he's not even going to really try and wall himself in either. But he's not going to be going for the Forge Fast expand, so that doesn't matter. He's just building his base down near his natural. Little unorthodox, but hey, whatever gets his rocks off. But Strasicles is going to be doing things the normal way. Looking like I'm not sure why so many Protoss players feel the need in a PvP to build out towards their choke. I don't get that.
AC, I think there was a thing, and I think it slipped off the game.
Off the game?
Back at it's it looks like it didn't make it back over.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see if there is. I'm seeing the game in my XSplit, so if there's an issue, I'm not sure what the problem is.
There it goes. Yep. No. There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Some people couldn't see the game for some weird reason.
Yeah. Okay. Not sure if that was our issue or Justin TV's. I'm positive it was on there on XSplit because I checked it before I even tried to hit another button. So either way, sorry guys. No matter what the reason, I'll take the blame for that. It's just screw up kind of a day, It's Memorial Weekend, man. We're all a little full of hamburgers. Have probably had a few brewskis. Some of us are doing better than others. I'm not one of those doing better. So
we're definitely on par for a normal It's Gosu event. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So, just out of curiosity, how many movie references have been made tonight? I know you keep count.
You know what? I only wrote down 6, but I want to say we made 7 or 8. But
yep, I think that's what I was thinking. I was thinking somewhere around 6 or 7. So
but I only wrote down like 6. So or 5 or something. I can't count on. I only have one hand to count, so the other one's on the mouse.
Anyway. So just one quick reminder while there's a little bit of a lull in the action. Once again, guys, contest going on tonight. Real simple. Even if you're just joining us, just go back and watch. Once we go off the air here, you can re-watch. You've got until 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to fulfill the requirements. All you have to do is hit follow on Justin TV for us. Just be one of our followers. Go back and either re-watch the VOD, or if you've been here jotting down notes, you can just send in the names of 3 movies that Red Mage and I have referenced throughout the evening. Send that and your screen name for Justin TV into contest@itsgosu.com, contest @itsgosu.com, and we randomly choose 2 players tonight. We're actually going to do 2, and we're going to be giving out some very, very limited edition Magic the Gathering cards, packs of them that were only available to the general public at one time, and that was at the New York Comic Convention. And these are wholesale priced at about $15. So even if you're not into Magic the Gathering, I'm sure you know someone who is. You can give them to, or at the very least, just try to resell them on eBay. Get yourself an extra 20 spot or so. But yeah, we're going to see the 4-gate now out of Strasicles. Wanting to stay with the bread and butter. Want to try to get this win as quickly as possible. And out of Spec 8, looks like we're going to be seeing the 4-gate as well. He's got it split up, and again, I'm not sure what the thinking is behind building his half of his production structures down here, and especially off of just 2 pylons. If this gets cracked, these 2 pylons go down, he loses just about everything he has.
And right now we see that Spec 8 just said that he confused himself on what he's doing. Yeah, he did one of those convex wall ends right there, as opposed trying to get a.
Well, here's the push here by Strasicles. The Zealot's going to move up. Only 1 sentry there. I don't think Spec 8's got this. I'm not sure. I was thinking this just doesn't make a lot of sense. Building that pylon, he loses 1 pylon right off the bat. He's not going to have much to be able to warp in. The cybernetics core is still powered. Right now, there you go, Strasicles. Target down the pylon. Now he can't even bring in sentries and stalkers. This is pretty much going to be GG.
Oh yeah, and the warp gate tech really wasn't even finished yet. It was still going on. So a lot of these warp gates were still half half open at that point. So yeah, he's going to be able to just come in and just start murdering a lot of stuff. That cybernetics core going down, and yeah, this is a very, very smart move.
Well, look at that! Look at that warp gate. You see that? How it's unpowered, like in the middle of opening up. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that is the weirdest. That is the weirdest / coolest thing I think I've ever seen. Besides the old
Colossus drop. Oh yeah, that's going to be the go-to moment. Not sure why Strostacles isn't forcing the issue right now. There he goes. Going to move up. Sentry's going to be there. Going to waste actually both the energy on those sentries, so not the best move there out of Spec 8. Could have bought himself a little bit more time. He had high ground, but okay. Now he's going to pull back. Push. Go win. Go forth. Go win the game. Please.
Put him in the gas.
Put him in gas. Oh, I was so obsessed with that night. But, yeah, Strostacles had a commanding lead now. Doing a good job expanding behind this, but he's got the 3-part proxy pylons just because, you can never have enough proxy pylons. May as well make sure that if you get pushed back, you're going to lose supply. And so Spec 8 holding the line inexplicably.
Just kind of standing around.
Yeah, now these sentries have energy again. I'm not sure why he held off. Really didn't need to hold off there.
Strostacles move, and honestly, it would have been instead of building the 3 out there, you should have put 1 out there, 1 in the natural, and then put another one where you could get that high ground, that high ground warp in, and then all you got to do is just run 1 up there and just be really quick on your clicky and just go right into the base.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, I mean at this point, you may as well begin pushing. Wow. Spec 8's going to do the work. Okay, no, he's not. He's going to pull back. I'm just dumbfounded. Wow, 6 warp gates off of 1 base here by Spec 8. A little bit of a panic move here. Strostacles, what are you doing, buddy? Why are you getting sentries? You don't need sentries. You don't. You just don't need them. Make Zealots and Stalkers and go win. There you go.
That's all you need. There you go.
Gonna move up. The sentries are going to have energy again, though, so 1 errant force field, not going to do much. 1 Zealot picked off. Now the other force field for no good reason. So
we drove him away.
Exactly. Come on, Strostacles, go win, man. Go win, please. Please go win.
Oh, this is so great. I love our beta division.
I do too.
Really
it's like
because this has got to be what it's it's like at the Lucky Fool event there. I had to take on Orb, who's like a top 200 player in the country. I had to take him on, and with my bronze self there, and you were casting it with
yes,
and I can't even. I haven't watched the replay of that. As far as like you guys casting, but I can just imagine that it's just a lot of "What are you doing?"
Actually, it was a lot of me going. It was basically a lot of Ip talking about or me being like, "Yeah, Red Mage probably a little nerves getting to him. Probably a little nerves. He's not the highest level player, but he tries real hard." It was a lot of that
special kid in class.
Yeah, well, pin the certificate of participation on your forehead.
That's right. I was taking the short.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was for
Spec
sure.
8 is up on Colossus. Spec 8 actually, I think I'm pretty sure he could just about deal with what Strostacles has down here right now. I mean, and Strostacles has the expansion up, but this is, Strostacles I think is still going to win. He should win. If he loses, it's going to be a travesty. But he should have just gone and won a long time ago. So now we're at the 13-minute mark, when this game should have been over 5 minutes ago. But now he's going to chase him all the way back, force the sentries to use a little bit of energy, going to kite back a few Zealots, going to lose those on the ramp.
Yeah, that's and now, okay, I was just saying, he's not retreating. Come on, really?
Well, he can't. Well, this is what I was joking about whenever I said, earlier, it's like, oh, yeah, make sure you plant down 3 proxy pylons. That way you lose as much supply as possible if you retreat. If he retreats, he's going to lose like 500 minerals worth of pylons. So now he's going to start to go to work. Now he's going to try to go win. Should have done this a long time ago. He's going to have a much harder time of it now. A couple of force fields, not cutting in half by any stretch, but cutting off a couple of these stalkers. Let's see, the sentries. He's got a few sentries left. The Zealot's getting a little too froggy, getting too close. More force fields. Spec 8 trying to hold the line. He doesn't have 2. Yeah, actually, I take that back. He's got a lot of energy left. So he can do this for quite some time. And, oh, wow, here we go. Strostacles rallying in the entire force now. Going to try to push. The Zealot's in the front, holding things off. Another force field goes down. So Strostacles still stuck at the bottom of the ramp where he's been the entire game. And I'm still just baffled that we've reached this point. And
It
look
was
at the
almost
supply.
like he was afraid to win. Like,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to win.
Look at the supply. It's pretty much even. It's pretty much tied at this point. That baffles me. And the harvester count, 35 to 38.
Yeah, and he's got 4 sentries in there, so he can almost eternally just throw down things. He really needs to get another I don't know, this is going to sound really stupid, but he needs to get another pylon in there to warp his units into the base there by getting the high ground.
Well, no, you're exactly right.
Get the high ground and warp him right in, because that's the only way he's going to get in there, because he'll just hella force field for all time.
In the meantime, we see some zealots in a sentry being warped in back off a pylon by Spec 8, so he's going to get in completely unopposed into the mineral line here. So Spec 8 is actually going to have a decent chance to do some good damage. These probes not being pulled at all. Now being pulled, the sentry throws down the force field. Great move. The probe's going to do what they can, get in the surround. He's going to lose every one of these probes. I can't believe it.
That was so great of him to throw down that throw down that force field, and now we see three stalkers warping in right now.
Basically, they're their deaths. I mean, it's warping them in now. It's a little, too late. The damage is done. It's like trying to call the insurance company after the barn's already burned down. So now he's going to try and push and try and go win, but Spec 8's really in pretty good shape here, I got to say.
Oh yeah, and this is primo job right there, getting your units again. And again, if he was just able to warp into the base there with the high ground that he had for moments there, it would have been perfect, absolutely perfect for him.
He's got the gate open though. The zealots have slipped by. They're not going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, I'm baffled. Spec 8's going to win, at least this engagement. Don't know if he's going to win the whole game because it's just about back to even at this point, but I'm just, completely and utterly baffled.
Yeah, what's going to be the funniest thing, too, is now Spec 8 is going to sit in his base and try to come up with a 200 army and then just try to A-move. There's not going to be any counter-aggression.
He doesn't have the money for it.
Right now.
Look at his main mineral line. He's literally about 200 minerals away from being mined out.
Yeah, and he's just not taking that expansion, and he's not even going to go and try to take out those proxy pylons. Go look for the proxy pylons. How did your opponent get in there? Get the pylons.
Oh, yeah.
Shiva Committee, go get the pylons.
Exactly, man. Strosky's having a little pylon hubris here. Just kind of leaving them out. And, look at this. There are 6 pylons there's no reason should survive. I mean, just none whatsoever. Spec 8 needs to get out and do a little bit more hunting and pecking around. He can really damage his opponent here, especially now after doing all that economic damage. And, we're going to see a 20-minute game here when it should have been over in 5.
Yeah, and he needs to send out that observer to see more because, he took out the 1 pylon. There's still 2 more. I don't know why he doesn't. Again, you want to keep looking. He can see them on the camera. I can see them on his camera. He knows that they're there. Go get them. Are you waiting for them to just warp in and smush you? I don't know what you're doing, Spec 8 and Strosticles. Do something, dude. This is. I'm gonna bang my head against the microphone.
I know it's one of those moments. It's like and we're not trying to crack on these guys, by the way. We're just casters. We got to call it how we sees it, and it's just I'm just baffled, really.
And both of these guys, I believe, are silver players. They're high up silver players. They're not bronze.
Right.
We
know Strosticles. He comes out for a lot of our events. A real nice guy. We love having him involved. I just think he's kind of screwed the pooch this time around, and not just screwed it. I mean, screwed it violently without lubrication.
Yeah, this is definitely like alien mosquitoes have slipped into the suit, and you're about to lose the leg. And this is exactly what's going to happen. When all of a sudden you're just going to have to say caca caca and tookie just to try to get him out of his base. And I don't think he's going to be able to pull this off at all because they're just sitting there. Don't just sit there. Do something.
I mean, but I'm glancing back and forth. Really, Strosticles can't do much of anything. I mean, Spec 8, I'm with you. There's no excuse. I mean, Jesus, look at the assimilators right next to these pylons. Why is he not killing these pylons? But, he could be doing that. But really, what's Strosticles going to do? He's kind of crippled. He's got a very small army. Demoralized as hell, I'm sure. He had this game in the bag completely. He's got a ton of structures he can't support, 6 warp gates in a robo that he can't build out of because his economy's nowhere near healthy enough. He's trying to hide an expansion down in the bottom right, so that just completes. But if we go to the income tab, we can see, 43 harvesters for Spec 8 to the 32 of Strostocles. Spec 8 is economically ahead at this point.
Oh, yeah, Strostocles trying to move in that observer right now, trying to see what's going on. And, of course, Spec 8's observer is just kind of hanging out there, so he's able to see it. But I don't even think he knows what's going on in Strostocles' base. And, with, I hope so, I also put it on the right guy to observe. Yeah, he has no idea what's going on. He does still have that one pylon there, but he didn't even see that, he's not even watching these probes go by on his mini map. I'm sure he can see him just kind of go by, but that single lone little thing. Now we see a dark shrine going up right now, but if your opponent's got an observer right there,
right, it's
there's
useless.
no point.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Templar at the 22-minute mark in a PvP. I mean, yeah, you could do some cutesy stuff if you were up on, 4 bases, but given that our players are struggling just to really get up to mining fully off of 2 bases at this point, I'm not sure what the thinking is behind it, but hey, whatever. Spec 8's going to move out, finally start to go to work on these pylons. Good call by him. Strostocles got plenty in reserve, though, but really, I think Spec 8's just going to go win now. He should. There's no reason in the world he should not just go win this game right now.
Although, you know what he needs to do? He needs to turn around and go eliminate the 2 pylons behind his assimilators. They're right there.
Yeah.
I'm pointing right at them right now. They're still just there, taunting him.
Yeah, I mean, they're right next to his assimilators. There's really no reason. There we go.
Now he's gonna get him.
Good job, Colossi. Good for you. I mean, what's there to say? I hate to be that guy who's just like, we're the broadcast. We're supposed to make this exciting, but yeah, they both tried to hide an expansion now. They're both kind of doing the same thing. DT's out now for Strostocles.
6 DT's going in there. Yep, he's sending out the 1. That's actually a smart move that way. If you could try to catch him in the middle of the field without that observer, you do what he can. But why did you move your army back inside?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know, man.
That's not a parking garage. Move out. This is a throwaway zone, and you're getting shoved.
Well, here we go. Strostocles is going to move 1 DT up here. Going to see there's no expansion. Looks like he's going to go ahead and turn the corner, see if he can find anything up here. Yep, going to go ahead and spot this down. Going to try to force the cancel the probe. Not sure if he sees the glimmer yet. Now he's got to see it. Manages to take that down. Oh, no, Spec 8. Sending more probes up here. He's got to know there's a DT going to town. He forces the cancel. Does he know the probes are still en route? Oh, wow. Is he going to get these probes? He's tacked on. Now they're going to be mining 1 probe, 2 probe, 3 probe.
Oh, can he get him? No. Oh, that other DT just kind of hanging out. Get over there and help out. Why are you just standing there like a jerk? You could have just held position there on the gate and just done well. All right, now he's pushing out. Now we see Spec 8 coming out of the middle of the field. Of course, this could be like a picnic thing. He's coming out, gonna set down his little picnic baskets.
Well, really?
Boo boo.
Yeah, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo. Now he's gonna move out, and he's put the stalkers up in front. Probably should put the zealots up there.
This army should get smashed. I mean, to be honest, Strostocles should smash this army. Like, really and truly. He's got a bunch of Archons up here. Count 5 of them. Almost 24. It looks like he's rocking about 21 Zealots with the leg charge and a handful of Stalkers. This should just get smashed. Like, really and truly. So long as you get the Archons out. Oh, the Manor Archons are holding back the Zealots. Oh, so both those Archons fall. That's really going to be quite costly. The Zealots, though, continuing to go to work while the Colossus rain death down upon them. The Archon's now going to be moving out and trying to get down to the bottom of the ramp. Actually, it looks like, Spec 8's going to come out on top here, and I stand by what I said. Really, that army of Strostocles should have smashed this, and the reason it didn't is the Manor Archons that clogged things up at the ramp. It's why you want to keep your army when it gets bigger. You want to try and keep that army down at the bottom of the ramp. So Strostocles going to fall. Spec 8 advancing to the finals. Here at our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by Gosu.com.
Wow, what a great lineup right there. We wind up with the same lineup at the end match there. So I'm kind of not really happy about that, but it did kind of wind up the same that Spec 8 is going to be taking on for Shizzle, the Finzani.
For Shizzle.
For Shizzle, because I couldn't remember his name. Mm-hmm. Is it okay if I scream like a girl now because I'm famous now? Yes, Spec 8, you can scream like a little girl because you're famous now. Congratulations. Now you're going to move in to the Terminus RE. right here in the finals of the IG Beta Divisional number 7. I'm Red Mage JR. With me, as always, your professional commentator and the Archon to my Dark Templar AC.
It's a pleasure, man. Been a long night coming up on 9:30. Hope everybody's had a good Memorial Day weekend. I know I have. Was down in Virginia for a good chunk of it. Doing our It's Gosu Land event. Had an absolute blast. Make sure you keep tuned for all of our live events we've got on the way. We've got a lot of good stuff going on. Charity event going on next month. And, of course, all of the events you just saw up there with the calendar and everything else. So I'm taking a look through the chat now. I'm glad that Seawolf CW, nice mental energy, LOL, screwed the pooch with no lubrication. So I'm glad somebody got a kick out of that. But anyway, moving into our finals. Finally going to get here after a little bit of confusion on our part. But Strosticles is going to be moving on to take on Fazoli's. That's still what I'm going to call him. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care, man. That's what I'm calling him.
I'm just going to call him the Fashizzle.
The Fashizzles?
The Fashizzles, my nizzles.
All right. So
we're having a little bio break right now for Spec 8, I believe. You just need to take a quick bathroom break again. I think Fez-Ani was the one that took it the last time, so we'll see. Apparently you watched the last game. Kind of sad. Yeah, it was very interesting. Strosticles, buddy, we love you, man. We hope you come out again next week, but
should have go won, man. All you had to do was go win, literally. Like it was, and I hate to make things sound that easy because it never is when you're in the heat of the moment. But really, you could have just kind of gone and won the game. But anyway, special thanks to everyone in the chat and in the BattleNet chat and all that fun stuff, hanging out with us on Justin.tv. These are our sponsors: Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu in combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. As well as the music you're hearing right now, Indigo League. You can check them out at myspace.com/Indigo League. The other tunes for the night, Halo Topic. You can find him at halotopic.newgrounds.com. And Ronald Jinkies, of course, the man of the hour, the master of disaster, the guy that Red Mage and I both love, and I want you to love him too. Find him at ronaldjinkies.com. Buy his album Disorganized Fun. It is so damn good. I promise you will love it. So
it is pretty slamming. I do have to admit, I had never really heard of Ronald Jinkies, and honestly, even though I keep the earphone in to listen to the stream to make sure that we're sounding okay, I have never actually heard any of the Ronald Jinkies music until you made me. I would say made me, but recommended that I play it in the car. Yeah, convinced me to play it in the car, and it is awesome. I actually heard the Canon in D, which is probably one of my favorite pieces of all time. And he did a really great job with that. And then the Rocky, and then Disorganized Fun is really good. Guitar sound, the guitar songs.
Oh, have you heard Throwing Fire yet? If you like if you're a video game nerd like we are, you'll love Throwing Fire. It's got such an 8-bit kind of a poppy sound to it. Just makes you think of 8-bit video gaming. It's so good. I hear you tippy tapping away. This is a BO5.
Sorry, I was just reminding him that this is a BO5.
Gotcha.
Just in case they didn't forget, because I know that they were asking it in the last matchup before, but I wanted to make sure that they didn't forget. So, yeah, but we're playing the Terminus RE, which is pretty cool. Now, I know
you selected the latter version, didn't you?
Well, because again, it's written in the rules. It's Terminus RE.
No, but I'm thinking this is. Okay, never mind. You're right. Okay, there was just the look of it looked kind of funny for a minute. I got you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So for those of you who want to continue to or who are going to participate in events, make note that we are switching to the Terminus SE version of the map once we change the rules up. So you do have to be aware of the destructible rocks that will be in that third natural expansion area.
Exactly.
So just make sure you start practicing on that, because we are switching to the SE version, not the RE version.
Yeah, but that's those who are watching in the stream. That's why you saw me hovering over a bunch of dead space. I was trying to look at the map and see if we were what version of the map we were on. But anyway, Fazani going to be our purple Protoss hero, spawning at the 12 o'clock position after a short break. Spec 8 coming off of a comeback victory in that semifinal matchup against Strosticles. Rolling in, probably got to be feeling kind of confident, spawning over roughly that 330 position. So more PvP action, probably going to see some more 4-gate wars.
Oh yeah, it's exactly what There's something that you would expect on a map the size of Terminus. Here is is you want to get the proxy pylon and going down. I hope it isn't. I hope it turns out a little bit better than what it looked like. It was starting to turn out to be a little bit slower of a match when we had the misstep playthrough with these guys the first time. It looked like they were really just kind of setting themselves up for a mid-late game kind of thing. And right now, taking a look at what's going on, that might be what we have. But it could be one of those things that Spec 8 maybe setting himself up for for some early harassment. Rush in, try to win, kind of quick.
Well, Spec 8's up on 2 gas right now against Fazani, who's still off of 1 gas. Fazani, I would say at this point, is pretty committed to a 4 gate. To go this long, we see he has not cut probes yet. He should be cutting probes. Should have cut probes a while ago, actually. Actually, it depends on where he is in terms of his army production. He's got 1 zealot out. Yeah, he should cut probes after this probe. We'll see if he does that. Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. Actually, the robotics facility going down now for Spec 8, so he's going to try and defend the 4-gate rush with the Robo. And again, that's very viable. I know people still continue to harp on how broken 4-gate is. You can defend it with 2 gates in a robotics facility. You got to be dead on with your timing, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is very, very doable.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right about that, AC. That work gate technology is almost finished. They're chrono boosting it out again, trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Then he'll start to move those few units that he has across the board there. We just see a pylon going down. Oh, no, that's not where he's putting that pylon. I thought I was putting it down there by the... Up there it is. Okay, all right. He is going to put it over there by that dog leg there to the right, just outside of Spec 8's base. And again, this is going to be one of those places that you're probably not going to put that pylon because, again, once we switch to the SE version, there's going to be destructible rocks right there.
Right.
I guess let me rephrase that. This is probably where you're going to be putting that pylon, so you can go along the back way through the bases along the destructible rocks. Well, I don't know why I said wouldn't, but yes, you would, because that way you would come in at a different path than your opponent is normally used to.
All right, Spec 8's going to have to start chrono boosting out the Immortals. The pressure's going to be coming soon. He's in a pretty good position to defend this, and really defending a 4 warp gate rush with a 3-gate robo sort of a build, it really all depends on the sentries and how well you control them. He's going to have to do this just right. We see no forward pylon here out of Fazani. He's not sure what he's doing there. That's just kind of ugly looking. Oh, he lost 2 of the sentries. That's absolutely devastating now. Yeah, I think we're going to see he's got 1 sentry left, 2 sentries now. He lets him right up into the ramp. The Immortal's going to have to be targeted down if Fazani wants to try and do any damage. Good job there by Spec 8, pulling that Immortal back to try and keep it alive. No, it's going to fall. So Fazani in quite a good position here. These sentries going to run out of energy before too terribly long. He just has to be patient and make sure that when he pushes up, he does so decisively. There we go, now planting that pylon down at the bottom. That's pretty much going to seal the deal. The sentry's not going to be able to force field off anymore, and that's going to be the game one way or the other. Fazani going to take game 1.
Oh, yeah, that was a great job there, putting on the proper 4-gate amount of pressure right there. Yeah, coming in really seizing it, and right there, taking down that 1 pylon completely incapacitated the robotics bay. That Immortal literally 4 seconds away from finishing. What a great grab right there. And that is the dangers of spreading those pylons out so far toward the front that if all you got to do is take down 1 to really take those out. And you see Spec 8 trying to get another one in. That's only going to power the gateways. That's not going to power the robo. Now he's going to have to throw down yet another one there, and he's already supply blocked.
He's just kind of hanging on out of spite. I mean, this game is over.
Coming in, yeah. This is pretty much done at this point. All they've got to do is really keep that robotics bay from really. I guess he's maybe putting all of his eggs in that Immortal's basket.
Yeah, the Immortal does finish. We see it pop out, so not the best stalker control here out of Fazoni whenever those probes were pulled. The Immortal, though, going to be taken down very, very quickly by Zealots. And sometime soon, Spec 8's going to find the G key. There we go. Taps it twice. GG. So Spec 8 going to lose this first game. Fazoni out to a 1-0 lead here in this best-of-5 series in the finals of our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
That's right, AC. We want to thank everybody for joining us today on the Memorial Day holiday. Make sure that if you're watching us live on Just TV, to hit the follow button right there. That'll qualify you for our Magic Card giveaway, but it also lets our sponsors know that we are doing a good job and that they will open up the Showcase Showdown a little bit and give us some more cash and prizes to give away to you, the great viewers and the great people in our community here. So definitely make sure you do that. And it's just one of those cool things that helps us out and helps move along our progress, I guess. So we can try to make more of a difference here on at Gosu.com and in the esports community as a whole.
Oh yeah, thank you so much once again, guys, for hanging out with us. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and these are our sponsors: Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So getting the ready check on our players right now. Looks like they're good to go. Countdown's done. Moving into MLG Zelnaga Caverns. And again, on this map, this is one of the few maps where I would say, you just need the 4-gate every time. Just because of the way it's laid out and just because of the way it plays out, you really need the 4-gate to be safe.
Oh yeah, and like we said time and time again, because of course we played Zelnaga quite a bit, because this is the Mama's Milk map, or one of the Mama's Milks map. There's only a small window of area that you really have to worry about as far as what your opponent's going to be attacking in. So
right.
This is just one of those maps where you can kind of consolidate your 4-gate. You can go exactly for what you want and then go for it.
Is it just me, or does that emote the O, lowercase o period then uppercase O? Every time I see that, it just makes me think of an owl with pink eye. It's just an owl with conjunctivitis. I don't know why. From the moment I saw it, that's exactly what it makes me think of. So,
although I am right there with you, because every time I see it, I do think an owl.
Like LOL's a guy drowning. See, he's a guy drowning.
Like I'm drowning, or he's trying to set up for a set in volleyball or something. But
nice.
I'm right there with you with the O on O. It's I do get the owl, but not so much with the pink eye.
I have no idea why that's what came to me. It just makes me look like one eye's either like swollen shut, so that could be the smaller eye, or one eye swollen and bigger. And it just, as soon as the first time I saw it many years ago, I just thought that looks like conjunctivitis. So, a little insight into my broken brain.
There you go. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the army? 1, 2, 3. 3. For all of you old school fans of the Tootsie Roll commercials. There you go.
Yeah, you gotta love that, man. Absolutely. No, it's 1, 2, crunch, 3. 3. Although, I do have to hand it to Sonic. Like, I was watching some of the new Sonic commercials. They've got the werewolf and the vampire and stuff like that. Right.
So good. Of course, I'm a huge Sonic fan to begin with, because anytime you can drive up to something and they'll bring you your food to the car on a tray is awesome. While they're on roller skates, so good. I really miss the era where I could go to drive-ins or drive-ins and then drive-in diners and then drive-in movies, because they used to have a drive-in movie actually I want to say near Winchester, Virginia,
right?
But it's gone now from what I understand.
I actually know the Winchester area pretty well. I spent some time out there for a little while with a loved one, so. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You need to come visit me here in West Virginia. I don't even care to say where I live. I live in Logan, West Virginia. Well, I don't live there. I live in Morgantown, West Virginia. Actually, I'm in Logan. I guess you could say semi-permanently right now, helping the family out with a few things, some health problems, whatever.
You're such a good kid.
I gotta be. That they put up with me. They raised me to be the broken person I am. So whatever meager success I have, I owe to them. But you would love it here. We have 2 drive-ins. No lie. We have Parkway, which is an old 40s, 50s style diner, and then Morrisage Drive-In, which I shit you not has been flooded almost up to the roof 12 times, and it has not shut down in 50 years.
Wow.
Yep. So I mean,
that is awesome.
You would love it, man. We got the same old style, man. Pull up or your chili dog or what have you. They bring it out to you, plus your milkshake. Good milkshakes.
Yeah, you gotta have the milkshake. I mean, anytime you go to those things, you gotta have the chili dog, and then the strawberry milkshake or whatever. There's a place called Johnny Rockets.
Oh, I love Johnny Rockets. So good. I
love Johnny Rockets because they make the old school malt milkshakes, and they're so good.
Right. All right, 4 gates. I just want to throw that in. I don't think that surprises anybody. 4 gate out of both players. Nothing too terribly creative. We see Spec 8.
Shocked.
Yeah, Spec 8 being very cautious, throwing down a couple of his pylons around the outer edges of his upper tier base here. We see the probe in position here from Fazzoni, ready to throw down a pylon. No probe out on the map right now for Spec 8. So Spec 8, I think, doing a defensive 4 gate. Yeah, the fact that he has a sentry in the mix indicates that he's going to be trying to do a defensive 4 gate only. And even if we look, check he's cut probes. Yeah, so it's odd. If the whole idea of doing a defensive 4 gate is you have a slightly underpowered 4 gate, and you hope that your defender's advantage is enough to allow you to continue probe production while you try to defend the incoming 4 gate. Okay, now he's picking back up with the pro production. Fazzoni, on the other hand, is not. So this is going to be a defensive 4 gate versus a true 4 gate. Oh, Spec 8's going to move out. Doesn't need to be doing this. Really sacrificing a bit of an advantage. Looks like he may come out on top, though, but if you're going to do this, you really just need to hang back in your base and cut your opponent's army in half with that sentry the first time he decides to push up. Half that army not even engaging now. But really great usage here by Spec 8, able to push out, catch his opponent, Fazzoni a little bit off guard. Now some more Zealots going to be rallied in and really going to be able to shut this down pretty decisively.
Oh, yeah, and a great job there, having that kind of, not really awareness, but the game sense enough to know that something like that is going to happen, and to be able to do this kind of a counter push or repelling the rebel invasion here, protecting the small exhaust port that's only a few meters wide.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can't. It's. You got to be real careful when you Ewok yourself on down the ramp here, and you can really get yourself caught a little bit out of position. Spec 8 doing exactly the right thing, I think. Looks like he's saving up. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and expand now that he's shut down the 4 gate, and probe production still has not resumed for Fazzoni. So every moment that goes by now, he's going to fall further and further behind, and this is really the danger of a 4 gate. If it is shut down, you are just so completely crippled because you're so low on workers.
Oh, yeah, and I think Fazzoni at this point is just saying yub-nub to the entire situation. How could this happen? And now he's having to, just kind of come back right now, resupply, and then march himself right back out. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and take an expansion at this point. Being the infested Protoss that he is, we lost a bunch of units, let's expand.
Well, at this point, he kind of has to. I'm actually surprised. We're not seeing a lot of probes being made out of either player. They've been kind of hit and miss with the 23-20, and that's actually on Spec 8 there. Spec 8 should have a commanding lead in probes, both from the defensive 4-gate advantage as well as from his opponent having cut probes for so long. So a little bit of misstep there, but looks like we're going to arc and get to see a mid-game.
Yeah, that'll be kind of nice. We haven't really seen a mid game in these PvPs tonight. For the most part, we've seen the pseudo mid game, but it's mostly just been a lot of waiting around, playing some cards, watching some television,
hanging out
with the occasional aggression. But
smoking
all in all,
cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. All right.
God, I miss Captain Kangaroo. I loved watching Captain Kangaroo when I was a kid. That right.
See, that's a little bit before me. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little before me. We're both old, but that's a little bit before my time.
Yeah, Captain Kangaroo, and then of course Mr. Rogers. Neighborhood.
Now, Mr. Rogers, I'm down with. I'll tell you what, man. You want to see something that just shows you how amazing and just like how earth-shattering a baller Mr. Rogers was? Go to YouTube and put in Mr. Rogers Congressional or Mr. Rogers Congress, and it's a video of him testifying to a congressional panel about PBS funding. And he just, you could just tell the guy presiding over it was very much against expanding PBS funding. And Mr. Rogers just, and he did it in the quintessential Mr. Rogers way. He didn't get upset. He didn't even get fired up. He was quietly passionate, if that makes sense. Very quiet and reserved, but it was just like there was this nuclear explosion underneath of his demeanor, and it just powered and fueled everything. And he just basically, and the guy presiding even said, it's like, yeah, I think you just talked yourself into all that money you wanted, after right before then sounding like he wasn't going to give him a thin dime. I mean, Mr. Rogers was just such a man's man.
Oh yeah, what was he, a Green Beret or a Navy SEAL or something like that prior to him?
I don't know that he was like super special forces like that. I think he might have just been quote unquote special forces. You know what I mean? Like not one of the super elite little bands, like not like Delta Force or anything, but. But when you see him, Mr. Rogers was really Mr. Rogers. Like, Okay, hang on. We got a battle. So Spec 8 going to push in now down the Fazoni. Fazoni looking a little bit underpowered. Looks like they don't want to engage at this point, so Fazoni going to go ahead and walk back home. But, the character that was Mr. Rogers, that wasn't a character. That was really Mr. Friggin' Rogers. I mean, that's really who he was. The guy he played on TV was just him being himself, talking about kids and communication and all that stuff. And every time you see him on camera away from the TV set, that was who he was. So, I mean, he was just such a legitimate guy. Now Fazoni got to push back up. I love how we're interspersing discussion, like serious adult discussion about Mr. Rogers, the nature of his entire character and soul. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, Protoss versus Protoss.
Yeah, Protoss. It was some StarCraft. It mixed it. Well, it's the same thing too. Mr. Rogers was such a great guy behind the scenes. Then then somebody like Mr. Wizard, like the same way, and then Bill Nye the Science Guy. There's just a bunch of really great guys on and off camera that really enjoy like what they do.
Right.
And then you see some of these other like kid shows where all the like Blue's Clues and stuff like that, where the guy as a publicity stunt. They say that he died or whatever of drug overdose.
Yeah.
And like I feel sorry for that guy because like it wasn't his idea. It was like the studios trying to get more ratings, and then one of the other ones where like the cast was caught drinking or whatever behind the scenes with the child cast or whatever. It's like, what the heck is going on?
No, exactly.
With this kind of thing. But like all the wholesome programming of yesteryear, like Leave It to Beaver, My Three Sons, that kind of stuff. Those are the shows that I grew up on.
Oh yeah, so
way beyond your time, I believe.
Not super. I mean, beyond me, but yeah. I mean, it was close enough that I was familiar with them. I know what you're talking about. So, and again, guys, we're sorry to just go off on tangents, but to be completely honest, there's not a whole lot going on to commentate on. I mean, they're going up to Colossus Tech, expansions going down, probes being made, pylons being churned, etc. Just not a whole lot to mention. Spec 8 now up on a crap ton of gateways, up to about 8 of them actually, and a robo with the Colossus Tech and the extended thermal lance complete. And this is something we kind of see a lot out of our Bronze and Silver League Gosus of tomorrow. They just love to just sit back and do nothing and just try to get to 200 pretty quick.
Oh yeah, and I think that's exactly right. I think they're just trying to go for the maximum army velocity that they can get before they completely go into this whole battle situation here. We see that he's already sealed off the common knowledge hallway there with the single pylon there, making sure that nothing's going to be able to come up from behind him. But he's taking the right hand side. Looks like he's trying to pull a little bit of a flank here, but it's going to get seen pretty quick because it looks like Fazani kind of had the same notion to take up the right side and see if he can't get around the army. But it looks like Spec 8 is going to go ahead and send in that observer around the side there. Let's see what he can see.
Spec 8 walking out to the middle of the map. Don't think he really knows how far ahead of he is. Fazani's army is almost all sentries. We're talking 13 sentries in his mix, which is great so far as it goes, but really Spec 8's, mostly a Zealot Stalker mix with a couple of Colossi in just for good nature. We see they're both going up to the Zealot leg charge. Fazani's going to get there first, but if Spec 8 pushes right now, he should be able to just kind of crush Fazani, unless Fazani pulls out some amazing Gosu-style force field. So we're going to find out, maybe. Nah, he's going to turn around and engage. Good boy. Zealot's going to rush in, try and get close. Only one force field going down out of all those sentries. Kind of amazing. I think Spec 8's realized, wow, that's just a lot of sentries and not much else. Going to force the issue. One Colossus is going to do pretty good damage to these Zealots, but that entire line of units there just going to melt right in front of it. The Zealot's going to get way in close. That's going to be the GG.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's so Spec 8 is going to pull out that win right there. Nice job. So we're going to go into the next matchup here.
Yeah, that ties it up 1-1, correct?
In the finals.
Yeah, that ties it.
Now it's 1-1.
All right, so moving in, tied up 1-1 to our third game here in our finals of our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by itsgosu.com. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hope everybody's having a good Memorial Day weekend. I know we are. Lots of StarCraft going on today, one way or the other, and we're bringing you, possibly if you're on the East Coast, the tail end of it, or maybe you're joining in with us right now on the West Coast, and you're just kind of easing into your StarCraft for the evening. Our Bronze and Silver League players have duked it out. We're down to our last two competitors in our IG Beta Divisional number 7, Spec 8 and Fazani. So, competing for that first prize of 1 hour professional coaching with Revolution of Team Revoki. And Revolution, just an amazing guy, a guy we've gotten to spend a lot of time with over the last couple of weekends, and the winner of the DC Land number 5. So he's been able to add that little feather to his cap just recently.
Oh yeah, and that was a super great win right there. And a lot of people were like, oh well, it's only because Avila wasn't there. Well, yeah, in the most part, but he also took out a huge field with such players like Lucky Fool was there, Orb was there, and a lot of other top-notch players were in there. And of course, I think everybody was glad that Avila wasn't there for the first weekend,
right?
Just so that they didn't have to fear him throughout the brackets. But Rev put on one heck of a show there, and I couldn't believe it. And then, of course, this past weekend with the IG LAN event number 1, he again, Rev put on a great show right there with NRG Lucky Fool and VT Avila just crushing the entire field again. Because that guy is just so good.
Well, yeah, and it's I hate to put it this way. It wasn't just that he won; it's how he won. He just kind of steamrolled through. The finals were, we were having a best of 7 finals. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, best of 7.
Right,
yeah.
and he 4-0'd it. Like it was just over. Like in the semifinal matchup that got NRG Eve into the finals against Avalo. Took an hour and a half to play out, something like that.
Yeah,
and then
it took a really long time. Yeah, because they were not letting that go.
No, and then the finals, the best of 7 finals, took maybe 45, 50 minutes at the most.
Yeah, freaking great. And I do have to commend Avila. Avila used probably the greatest trick of all time. Was it like 8 or 9 nukes going off at the same time all over the board?
Oh,
and
yeah.
he shelled one Nexus.
With 6
times.
6 times.
6 times.
6 times. And the thing is, when we say that, it's like, oh, so he just had 6 ghosts and he was probably way, way ahead. No, it was a pure labor of spite and stubbornness, really. He got 1 ghost and spotted a hidden Nexus, and he dropped 1 nuke on it, killed some probes and some pylons. All the probes left at that point. Then there was a lot going on all over the map. He dropped, and it wasn't like he dropped 6 nukes off of 1 ghost in like 20, in like 30 seconds or something. It was like over the course of 5 minutes. Just when he had time and he had the extra nuke in the bay, he's just like, yeah, I'll drop another nuke. And it took 6, but he finally took down the Nexus with nothing but nukes. So, just so much fun to watch that. I think we counted there were 21 or 22 nukes went off that game in general.
Absolutely insane amount of nukes. So yeah, go back through. You can watch that. You can watch the replays from that entire weekend. They're in the IG LAN number 1. In the more videos here on Just the TV, or you can go to our YouTube channel. We uploaded them there as well. So whichever one that you want to watch them on, feel free. Go in there and of course, check them out, because a lot of those matches were very, very fun to cast and a whole lot of fun to watch. So, and of course, you can hear all the excitement in the background from everybody there that was watching us live, sitting on the couches there at Cyberground. We want to thank everybody that did turn out for that event,
right?
Because we had a blast.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. It really and truly
was an absolute blast.
So, thanks so much for everyone who tuned in. If you didn't tune in, like Red Mage said, go back and watch the VOD. You won't be disappointed. Probably the low point of the evening was when our good friend Lucky Fool managed to kill the entire stream by stepping on a power cord. But we bounced back. We bounced back strong, I feel. And it really was a good time. Make sure you stay tuned. And if you happen to be in the Fairfax area, Northern Virginia, Southern Pennsylvania, West Virginia, what have you area, maybe you can come out and join us next time. So, Spec 8. Spawning in the red over at this 9 o'clock position of the Zone, down at the 6 o'clock position. Going to be close air here on MLG Metalopolis, and probably going to see more 4 gates. I mean, just call it what it is. Well, to be honest, we see Spec 8's actually getting up a sentry at this point, so if he's going to be doing a 4 gate, he's going to be kind of doing a funny 4 gate. Maybe trying to go with a defensive 4 gate once again.
Yeah, probably, yeah, with the... Well, I wouldn't really call it a Sentry Fast expand either, because it's... That's still odd.
Well, we got to wait and see. I mean, right now he's just got the 1 Sentry out, and, Sentry Fast expand is great against a Zerg or a Terran opponent, not the strongest against a Protoss opponent. It just doesn't tend to work out quite the same way. Not to say it's bad, you just got to make sure your opponent's not 4-gating. A Sentry Fast expand can and will get smashed by a 4-gate every time.
Right, and that's something that you've really got to be concerned with, especially if you're Spec 8, because Fazani was really fast in that first game, putting on a lot of aggression and really taking taking control of the map and really setting the pace. So
Spec 8's got the Twilight Council down, but Fazani is going to 4-gate. So we see the 4 gates down. He's actually chrono boosting out another sentry. Yeah, he's on 1 gas, so he's going to have to offensive 4-gate. Can't defensive 4-gate off of 1 gas. He's cut the probe production. And again, I think this is just a miscue due to league and level. Really, you should not have sentries in your 4-gate army. If you're going to 4-gate, sentries really throw off the mix. You want to be, you want to make stalkers as long as you can, save all your gas for stalker production. Then when you run out, start making zealots. That's really the key to a well-executed 4-gate. But when you start mixing in those sentries, you wind up with just this kind of, I don't want to call it frail, but it's a funny feeling. It doesn't feel very strong or pack as much punch when you have a predominantly sentry and zealot-based army. So Fazani beginning to gather the forces, rounding the troops here. Now at the bottom of the ramp, we see these three sentries ready to go by Spec 8. That's enough to hold this ramp for quite some time. Going to have to react quite well. Cuts off 1 stalker, but he's actually going to force these sentries back a little bit as that stalker does grant high ground vision. He manages to take down one of the sentries, the pylon going down as well. So he's going to be able to warp into the high ground when that pylon finishes. And really, that's pretty much what he needs to wait for right now. Wait for that pylon to finish, continue warping in behind. Preemptive force field there. Really not the way you want to handle this as Spec 8. You want to try and get some free kills on these units. Let some of them up until this pylon finishes. The pylon going to finish now, so a couple units are up there. He's ready to warp in. All he has to do, there we go. 4 zealots up to the high ground. Spec 8 in a ton of trouble. This is going to be GG.
Oh, yeah, right there with all that, pushing those sentries back just enough, allowing the rest of the armor to just pour in right now. Fantastic job here by Fazani. Again, if he just goes in and just takes down those 2 pylons to completely cripple everything that's got going on. Right now, the
Dark Shrine
just now finishes.
So we're going to see 1 DT. Is he going to make it in? Yes, DTs are going to make it in. So, wow, it looks like when you say he may be able to hold this, that's kind of a, he may be able to hold it eventually, but really, if Fazoni just stays very active, get into the mineral line, buddy, don't worry about the gateways, kill the probes. If you kill the probes, you're going to be fine. Still going after the pylons, kind of goofy there, really. The pylons matter whenever it's a true straight-up 4-gate war, but he needed to do more economic damage, and I think he did. Fazoni's still got a ton of stalkers, though. Why is he being so inactive? Fire down on the probes. Just kill the probes.
Oh yeah, and Spec 8 with 1,500 something minerals in the bank. This is just dangerous.
What's he doing? Don't run away. You accomplish nothing by running away. Oh, what's he doing?
Finish him off.
I mean, yes, these 2 DTs are scary, but you got to do the damage you can while you can. Just wall your base off. If he just walls his base off here and throws a robotics bay down in the back, he's getting the robotics facility. Go build a couple extra gateways. You've got the money in the bank. You got plenty of money.
Oh yeah, and now he's gonna he's just leading the DTs into his own base at this point, and this is just silly because now he's going to be able to don't even bother with the units, just move into the mineral line.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Now he has the ability just to go right in and just start pouring in there and killing off probes. One whack and you kill them. Yeah, they're all lining up right there just to be killed. Go in there and go get them.
Well, here's the thing. He's warping an army back at his base, all these zealots and stalkers, to deal with a handful of DTs. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And now Spec 8 going to go to work on the robotics facility. We see the 3 panic observers built up, and none of them are going to get out. This is just baffling to me. I mean, this wouldn't be happening if he had left his army back in the main there of Spec 8. I mean, yeah, it probably would have eventually had some DTs to deal with, and holy crap, Spec 8's got... let's see, 7 gateways up on 1 base, and he's going to support that off of the backs of, about 13 probes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to do. Yeah, so now Fazani just going to go ahead and move out. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do because now it's a base trade situation.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get out anything to.
But here's the problem: Fazani only has 20 minerals. He can't build an extra building. So the buildings he has on the map right now are all he's going to have. Well,
so he's got to make this attack count. He's really got to do what he can to really shut down the economic value because now is the time where you get Spec 8 on his back. You need to go into the probe line and kill off everything that you can because now he can't remake anything. He's going to be barely able to don't go for the Nexus. Go for the probe line because he can still start making units.
Well, one probe snuck out here. He's got 100 minerals. So long as he doesn't spend it, he's going to be fine. The DT still going to work back at home here, and Spec 8, I think, is going to come out on top here eventually. This is going to take a while to play out, I suspect, but again, Fazzoni pulling all the way back home really screwed the pooch again. You know, now the DTs are rallied back, or I guess those are actually 2 extra DTs. So Fazzoni's going to have a no, surely not. He spent the last of his money on units. He can't build another building.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's down to 20 minerals. He can't rebuild. But the DTs, I mean, I guess you can't call. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's in theory. Yeah, Fazzoni, I was going to say, in theory, Spec 8 should win here, but he's going to have to control the DTs just right. So, wow, Spec 8 managing to steal a win there, going up 2-1 in this best-of-5 series, 1 win away from being crowned champion of our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Certainly, AC. Go to itsgosu.com, see all the upcoming events that we have. Many more to come, not just for StarCraft 2, but also for League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Super Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat, and many more games. Also, don't forget that next week is the start of E3 on the 6th through the 9th, and itsgosu.com is going to be presenting as much news as possibly can about the esports community. I know you can watch and get all the information you want about all the other major AAA titles and things like that, but they're going to focus on a lot of those people are going to focus on a lot of the general games. We're going to be focusing a lot more on the esports games, things that are going to excite you as our community. So just keep tuned into that. Don't forget to follow us on Justin TV, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll try to update as fast as we can on those kind of things. And again, just keep checking itsgosu.com because we'll have plenty of articles up as once all the announcements have been made. So look forward to that. And of course, at the same time, we'll still be doing all of our events. So you'll hear a lot of conversations between AC and I talking about all the latest and greatest stuff. Oh man, I didn't even wait for the ready check.
They're fine.
They're fine. Yeah, they're chit chat. They're ready to go. So good thing they figured. I'm just eager to hit the button. That's all it is. See, because usually they're ready. They say they're ready before I even give them the ready check. So
right.
But they're good guys. They're ready to go.
Oh, yeah, always going to be ready. Our competitors here in our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by itsgosu.com. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is Game 4 of our best-of-5 final. Spec 8 up 2-1 over Fazzoni. Just 1 win away. Fazzoni, though, going to have something to say about that. Wants to battle back. He's going to be spawning up in the top left position with Spec 8 down in the bottom right. Cross positions here on MLG Shakura's Plateau. And in a position like this for both players, Spec 8, I'm sure, wants to close things out. Fazzoni, I'm sure, wants to stay alive and fight to get us to a Game 5. So, again, this is a situation where I would say you have to forgate.
Oh yeah, and you have to do a fast 4-gate pressure, a good solid 4-gate, not the half-assed one,
right,
or the clunky one. You really need to get right on that 4-gate, put that pressure on as fast as you can. Don't drop 6, and just random pylons. Drop one behind, one in the middle, and one right up in the face of your opponent. That's exactly what you got to do. And on a map like Shakura's Plateau, you can easily do a lot of warp-ins all over the board, right into the main map. All you've got to do is get something up there to give you that top vision.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we see Spec A getting his probe out, going to scout around. Never going to see an opponent spawn there, by the way, so if you're watching at home, never ever scout this position. If you spawn in the bottom right, there's never going to be an opponent there spawning there. It's either going to be cross or close air. So Fazzoni doesn't quite have his probe out yet. Early scout out of Spec 8. But, yeah, I mean, we see the one assimilator going down now out of Spec 8, one assimilator out of Fazzoni. Probably going to see both players stay on those one assimilators. I mean, it just, at this point, the pressure has to be, it's like, okay, if I'm win or lose, I'm not going to win or lose because I chose the wrong build. I'm just going to do the build that I feel like, at the very least, can keep me safe.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right about that, EC. I mean, you don't want to overexert yourself or try a new funky build. Honestly, I would have been comfortable seeing like a cannon rush or something interesting out in the first couple of seconds. But now it definitely looks like they are going to go for the sharp, crisp 4 gates. It doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of funny business going on here. But again, it's all going to come down to when are you going to push, where are you going to put those pylons, and how are you going to manage your army.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, yeah, there's really not a whole lot more we can do except wait and see. We still see just one assimilator out of both players. That's pretty standard regardless of what they're doing, though. You're going to want to try to get that assimilator down, usually right about the time your cybernetics core finishes, so we'll be getting a marker out of that sometime very soon. The cybernetics core finishing for both players. Warp gate research going down just about right on top of each other. Probe production has been cut at this point by Spec 8. Not sure if that's intentional or just a little slip of the macro. We'll find out shortly. But if he's cut this early, he's actually cut a little bit too early, I think. But
that could be a little dangerous if he is cutting that early, because he's not going to get the proper economic boost that he needed prior. Okay, no, looks like it was just a little bit of a miss micro there, or a miss macro, because he is continuing to build the units. So, or either that, or he was planning to do something, or he was trying to show off. Show something, and then decided to go ahead and continue with the business as usual. So we'll have to see.
Oh yeah, well, Fazoni's got his 4 warp gates up now. Bound to see, I would hope. Are we going to see? I mean, only one gas down, so yeah, another warp gate. Yeah, there it goes. A little late there by Spec 8. So Fazoni going to be ready to push out first. He's going to be on the offensive if he so chooses to be so. He's going to be ahead, and looks like Fazoni trying to get this probe out. He's going to cross paths with his Stalker, though. Stalker going to be able to handle that, and that really is so important. If you can target down the probe that's moving out to build the proxy pylon, that really sets things back so much.
Yeah, because now you're going to have to pull back yet another member of your economic crew to try to relay that pylon. Now we do see that Spec 8 does have that rove probe sitting over there in the natural of that bottom left main, just kind of hanging out, waiting there. And this is one of those moments where he could go right down behind the tree line, behind the shrub line there, and put down that proxy pylon just behind the assimilators there, and this or behind the gas. And that way, if he needs to retreat, he'll still be able to get into the base and flank his opponent.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're seeing a pretty true 4 warp gate rush out of Fazoni right now. 1 sentry out for Spec 8, and I guess this is a more defensive 4 warp gate rush, or not a rush, but a more defensive 4 warp gate build, I should say. Really, it all comes down to using the sentries correctly. You've got to use the sentries correctly. You've got to target down pylons that are built to allow your opponent to warp into the high ground. Here he comes. He's going to... see, that's a waste of a force field. The defensive 4 warp gate is only really effective if it halves the opponent's army and you can pick it off once it moves up. And now would be the time when you want to do that, because there's no pylon here to allow him to warp up. So we see Spec 8's probe not even... Yeah, there we go. Now he's going to take it out. Again, wasting the energy. You can't do that forever with just a couple of these sentries. He's only got 1 more force field, maybe 2 left in him. Now getting down the forge, and that's just bizarre to me.
Yeah, that is just an interesting...
Okay, I think that was a misclick.
Yeah, clicked it and put it into the robotics facility. That's a little bit smarter of a move. Yeah, the forge would have been interesting early, but now probably not the best time to do that.
Now Fazoni going to take his expansion, so a little bit of weird play here. We're going to see Spec 8 move, and actually, now that Fazoni's taken the expansion, he's the one that's going to be behind. There's no way for Spec 8 to know that. If he pushes across the map, please he's just going to be, just going to expand. If he pushed right now, he'd actually be ahead. So, and if there's any one thing that I think really separates Bronze and Silver League players from Gold and Platinum League players, they got to learn to be more active on the map. Because really right now with this Zealot count and just a handful of sentries, he could really get in and do some massive damage to Fazoni, and he would catch him right in the middle of expanding. So.
Oh yeah, and if you can catch him right in the middle of the expansion, especially in the middle of a probe transfer, perfect time. You will that will absolutely punish your opponent right there, and you've got to pick those little spots to do that with. Fazoni doing a great job here, throwing down his pylons there on the backside of those vents. Check to make sure that there's no proxy pylons going in right there. Smart move right there, kind of blocking himself off like that, and being able to warp around if there's any sort of a wall in right there. He can always come in and again flank his opponent. It's all about angles. It's all about angling. You never try to assault. You never try to assault the toughest part of a fort. You always want to try to take it at the flanks. It's just smarter like that. Even if you have to throw a dwarf once or twice, it's just something that's got to be done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Completely right there with you, man. And, whenever it comes down to trying to put together an army composition, trying to pick your expansion point in a 4-gate war, it comes down to sometimes you just feel like you're behind your opponent. Like you're saying, I'm already up to 2 sentries, and he says, I've got 17 already, so to speak. So, but yeah, I mean, right now both players just easing into things. 69 supply to 68, so gonna be just about even moving forward. We see the blink on the way, and the harvester count just about the same as well. Blink on the way for Spec 8, while the robotics bay is going down for Fazoni. So Fazoni gonna be quite ahead unless, and again, this is one of the things that just pains me in a good way, not in a bad way, but just how much more effective a lot of the Bronze and Silver League players could be if they just were more active. If he moves out right as Blink finishes, he will beat the Colossus out, and he should be able to go win. If he doesn't, and he just goes, I'll just get Blink to be safe, and he sits back, his opponent's going to beat him to Colossus, and his opponent will win. So, it's really going to come down to just how active Spec 8 chooses to be with his mix here.
Oh yeah, we do see the double forges going down right now for Frazani. That's going to give him those great upgrades, probably +1, or or he could be getting one for the upgrades and then the other one as a misclick. But more likely he's going to go for the +1, trying to head up the tech tree faster than his opponent to give him that little bit of an advantage. But he is supply blocked at the moment, and now having to place down another pylon somewhere in order to get that situation remedied.
Oh yeah, Spec 8 not being active, and this could cost him the match and bring things back to tied 2-2 moving into a 5th game. But again, he's got Blink. He should be ready to go. Instead, he's opting for the Forge. Looks like he just wants to sit back, and if he does that, he's going to get punished for it. Fazoni actually doing the correct thing now. All right, looks like he wants to move out. That's the correct call. He's moving out a bit late, though. The Colossus is going to join the party very, very soon, so he's going to have to get in and do the damage, and he's not moving out, so it doesn't matter. Got me all excited for nothing.
It looked like he was just going out there to look for the proxy pylon, but looks like he's trying to hide his army inside the reeds there, and I guess to throw a surprise party.
Yeah, I guess,
or something for Frazani. Hey, you're here! Surprise!
I guess. That's so God. And now you made me think of this isn't a reference for our contest, by the way, but cake or death. Go,
cake or death.
Cake, please. All right, give him cake.
Give him cake.
Give him cake, then.
So my choices are cake or death. I'll have the cake. Well, we're out of cake. We didn't know there'd be such a rush.
Yeah, we didn't know there'd be such a rush. I think my favorite part of that entire stand-up was when he talks about Hitler, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you can tell he never played Risk as a kid. Could never hold on to Asia, can you?" So good.
Seven extra minutes at the beginning of the tournament. I have the same idea. I was saying that no, it's the same idea. It's the same idea. I was like, and I did like.
Oh, it's a bit cold. Oh, it's a bit cold.
It's a bit cold, yes, of course. But yeah, Eddie Izzard is just so awesome.
Oh, he is,
everything
man.
He's in. So good.
Oh, I love Eddie Izzard. I mean, and that is truly, because that was a 2-hour stand-up he did, if I'm not mistaken. Not 1 hour, but 2.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, full 2 hours.
And that may be a contender for one of the best stand-up routines of all time. It was a full 2 hours, and like every little bit in that, like a lot of really good comedians, even George Carlin. George Carlin, again, one of my favorites without a doubt, and a guy I was lucky enough to get to see perform once. But even Carlin occasionally had some drag in his bits. There would be, little 10-minute patches where it was funny, but it wasn't like Carlin funny. But that entire stand-up by Izzard was so solid and so good, beginning in. So, all right, Spec 8 going to be getting a little excited now with his units, but he's going to be rained on by the Colossus, immediately going to turn tail and run home. So, oh, no, actually.
Turn back around. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Now he's going to have to utilize the blink. That's a high sentry count there for his opponent. Those force fields are going to be absolutely essential. Needs to be blinking forward. If he can blink ahead of these force fields, he's going to be in good shape. The Zealots having to take the long way around. There's the blink. So he's going to get right on top of the Colossi, and it looks like Spec 8's in a pretty commanding position. Fazoni fighting just to hold his ramp. So if Spec 8 can continue to reinforce, which he should be able to do, yeah, more units warping in off of this pylon near that third expansion on the left side. Spec 8 really in a commanding position and not too far away from sealing the deal here.
Oh yeah, great job by him to really take that opportunity to press. It was great to see that it looked like he was running away, but he was just kind of resetting his troops and then moving right back in, forcing Fasani back up his ramp, back into his base, and that is a very dangerous place to be because if you fail, the only defensive position to take after that is inside your main, and by then it's going to be all over because he's just going to completely ransack your natural.
All right, here we go. Going to push up again. Needs to use the blink. He's got it. Don't know why. He's there. He goes. Now he's going to blink up. That might have been a little too late of a blink. I was wondering what he was even waiting on before he decided to do that. It's going to be close. Fazani and Spec 8 slugging it out. The supply is almost exactly even. Another Colossus comes down. That may swing things back into the favor of Fazoni. Spec 8 going to take this opportunity to run away. I don't think he should have. I think he could have stayed there and done just fine. Now regrouping, adding some more stalkers to the mix. Spec needs to push now. If he pushes now, he'll win. Just look how small and pathetically thin this army is of Fazoni.
Oh, yeah, he just needs to get up there quickly, too. Also, before the sentries have enough time to build up more shield energy. It's at 37 right now, and, it's only got 8 hit points left. As long as the target fires it down, he won't have to worry about spending the blink to get in there. Just get in there and run something up, run something up to the top of the ramp if you can, and just blink up into the main. That's going to force that entire army to have to come around back the other side and run up there to come get you. All
right, here he goes. The Zealot's going to run forward using their charge. Not going to matter. The blink right on top of the Colossi, just what he needs to do. Another one's going to join the fight. The Zealot's going to work on the Stalkers. Now's the problem, though. He needs to be blinking back. Oh, no! The Zealot count just too high for Fazoni. He's going to be able to clean that up.
Oh, yeah, right now, there's very little that Spec 8 can do now. This is the time where Fazani could counter push right now just to see what he could do to his opponent right there, because his opponent really it doesn't have a whole lot. He just has the seven stalkers and the 1 sentry, but he's got a ton of probes, not really adding too much to his economy. So for Fazani, it really does have the opportunity here with that Colossus advantage to just press in and do a ton of damage on Spec 8.
Oh yeah, and really this game in particular has been marked by this. Both players, the phrase that you use that I like so much is they're afraid to go in. Spec 8 could have gone and won a long time ago, but he just, you have that feeling, it's like, my army's not big enough, my army's not big enough. He didn't push when he should have, when the blink finished and he had that timing advantage, and he could have gotten up and really caught his opponent off guard before Colossus joined the fight. Then the Zealots got their leg charge upgrade completed while he was regrouping at the bottom of the ramp. And really, Fazoni just in a very commanding position right now, taking his 3rd expansion at the same time Spec 8 doing the same thing. We go to the income tab. We can see Fazoni's got a slight lead, about 6 harvesters. But in terms of supply, 120 to 77. So Spec 8's got a big hill to climb.
Oh yeah, it definitely has a huge hill to climb right there. And as he's trying to as Fazani just keeps warping in more and more units, building more and more Colossi, the gap is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And once you dig a hole like this for yourself, it's not going to be long before the Undertaker comes and just seals it shut. As my good friend Roddy Piper once said, I have come here to chew to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. And that's exactly what Fazani says. He ran out of the bubblicious and is now going to start making his way across the board, I hope. He kind of tempted me there with that. Don't make me look like a jerk spouting at that phrase and you're not even going for it.
I just want to point out something, by the way, while I'm thinking about it. Did you ever notice that Colossi have elf ears?
I didn't until you just pointed that out, but yeah, you're absolutely right. They are like elf building. Well, I guess everything kind of does for the most part. Well, no, maybe not. Okay, I'll take that back. Yes, the Colossus do have the do have the elf ears.
Yeah, sorry, just, ruminating to myself there. Just wanted to share that with the audience. So, Fazoni going to move in, going to spot this 3rd, going to handle this quite easily. Almost nothing in the tank now for Spec 8. His army way out of position. He was trying to get cute with the blink and move through the southern passage there. Not going to work out. Now he's going to blink back and try to get in a position to defend. We see all these probes running up to the top, and Fazoni just really in a commanding position right now.
Oh, yeah, taking out that third is going to be a great thing. Now, Spec 8's going to try to move in and see what he can do, but yeah, with that handful of Stalkers and Sentries, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this whole thing off in the in the base there. But, they did lose that one Colossus right there from the Zealots, so great job there by Spec 8 pushing in, right there to make sure he took that out.
Well, the Zealot count's just too high, and Fazzoni, don't go home. Please don't go all the way back. You can go win. Go win. Go win right now. Will you please go win? What are you doing? Go win! Oh, Fazzoni. Oh, he's going to run up here. I guess he wants to kill all the probes, even though he could just go win. Instead, he wants to do the economic damage to the probes that aren't mining.
It's I guess it's a power thing. I got all your probes. Suck it.
Exactly. I mean,
it's kind of what you're saying, and it's you just kind of like throwing them there in the corner. They're just cowering there in the corner like little children, and then you went in there and killed them.
All right,
and now you put yourself in a bad position.
Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry, Spec 8. I love you, buddy. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. He just blinked his Stalkers into perfect position to be attacked by Zealots. Okay, don't do that. Just don't do that. Anyway. Spec 8 throws out the GG. Fazzoni ties things up 2-2 here at our best of 5 finals of our IG Beta Divisional number 7, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Unbelievable, right there, as we see that these guys, with like a teeter-totter of action here, swinging both ways, and then an unfortunate. I'm gonna try to give Spec 8 the credit there and say that was a misclick as opposed to. Just like a total, well, without a better way a boner move. Like
yeah. Well, sometimes, and I understand. I make mistakes like that all the time. It happens to the best of us. You even see pros make mistakes like that sometimes, where you're just like, oh, I've got blink. I'm gonna blink up and kill the Colossus, and then you're like, oh, I just blunk into 25 Zealots. That's not the best way to use your Stalkers. But anyway, Red Mage. Moving into our ace game, our final game here of our IG Beta Divisional. Spec 8 and Fazzoni tied up 2-2, and we're heading into IC Cup Test Bug. Going to be a great map to finish things up tonight.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. About that, we're getting a quick question. Will they be able to see yes, you will be able to see the VODs on these Fazzoni.
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, guys, you're gonna hear you're gonna hear us critique you. That's our job. We're casters, so please don't be getting all hateful. We love each and every one of you. It's our pleasure to cast you and to have you participating in our events. I just can't wait to see who's gonna come out on top.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those interesting things. So, we're gonna go ahead and see if they're ready to go. I do think they already said that they're ready, but I'm just going to double check just again because I was kind of a jerk and didn't give them the ready check the last time. So there we go. All right, but yeah, we're going to come into the final matchup right here between Spec 8 and Fazzoni here in the finals of the IG Beta Divisional number 7 here, going to ICC Cup Test Bug, brought to you by itsgosu.com. I'm Red Mage JR. With me, as always, part of the Dark Templar to my Zealot is AC. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm well enough. It's been a good Memorial Day weekend. It's a pleasure to move in here to the finals. Fazzoni taking on Spec 8 on IC Cup Test Bug. It's all tied up 2-2. Spec 8 losing that last matchup. Fazzoni really fighting his way back forward. A little bit of misusage of the Blink Stalkers there by Spec 8, but you know what, buddy? Go back and watch the VODs. Hopefully you see it, and I hope you don't feel embarrassed. I've done stuff like that so much. Everybody has. Just learn from it, come back, and we'll have you playing in our Alpha and Omega tournaments in no time. So the guy himself, Spec 8 in the red, spawning down at that 6 o'clock position. Fazzoni in the purple, spawning up at that 12 o'clock-ish. I guess you'd call that 11:30-ish. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I usually try to guess or to try to forecast or at least talk about what could be good. Our players have done every manner of 4-gate possible, including, like, the 4-gate fast expand. I mean, like, we've seen some really weird stuff, so I have no clue what the hell they're going to do. None.
Yeah, honestly, I would expect them to do something interesting. 2-gate robo, something besides just go for do something that's interesting, or something that is just so crazy that your opponent just stands there and stares at it for when he sends in that probe.
DT rush, man. DT rush.
Yeah, exactly. Just do something, and Fazzoni, was it Fazzoni that did that? I think on Metalopolis, or was it Spec?
I couldn't even tell you.
Well, yeah, one of them got, it wasn't really a rush, but
no, it was a 4-gate DT is what it was. That's what I'm saying. It's just the most bizarre builds we've seen tonight.
The clunkiest 4-gate ever.
Yes.
And honestly, the 2 times that we've been on Test Bug today, neither opponent has ever spawned in the sand area.
Nope. Looks like they're hanging away from the dirty beach. This is what you call the New Jersey beach area.
The Jersey Shore.
Yeah, this is what you call used condom black. So
the black mom.
Right. Fazzoni getting down every. We're getting loopy. It's happening, man. It happens every once in a while. We've been going for a while. We came off a good weekend. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us in the chat. And in the BattleNet chat on Justin TV, it's a pleasure, as always. And we've come a long way, my friend, Fazzoni and Spec 8. Finding out, winner of this. This is the ace match. Going to be getting that 1-hour grand prize of coaching from Revolution from Team Revoke. And Revolution, he's a Terran player, by the way, for those who might be wondering. I know we get asked that once in a while. He's a Grandmaster level Terran player, and I say Grandmaster level because he was in the Grandmaster for a while early on. Then he kind of got busy playing in tournaments like live tournaments and all that. Didn't get the ladder as much. Dropped out. He's jumped in and jumped out a few times, and then the ladders got locked and all that fun stuff. But he's definitely on that of that caliber. He beat in the DC Land number 5, beat out NRG Lucky Full, NRG Eve, a couple of other Grandmaster type players to win that. So he's definitely on that level. And he's a Grandmaster, if I'm not mistaken, he's a Grandmaster Terran and Protoss because he has Smurf accounts. And I'm pretty sure he's a Masters, like high Masters level Zerg. So no matter what your race, you're going to get your coaching money's worth out of him. Oh yeah, absolutely. And he is even for being so young, he tells you exactly what you need to do in order to improve your game. He doesn't just dictate to you, well, this is my build, this is the way you're going to do it. No, he kind of looks at the way you like to play and then says, okay, well, try this, do this and see if that works. And and he will work with you on your basic mechanics, all kinds of great stuff. Because if you can't get the basics right, you can't get the rest. It's just like if you can't break an egg, you can't make. If you don't know how to break an egg, you can't really go out and make a cake. Exactly. So and that's kind of what I want to put across to the people. I think video is down, AC. I'm supposed to tell you that. All right. Video's not on again. Oh boy, fun times. I'm not. That may be a problem with our streaming software. Let me go and manually input kick it. Okay, I just manually input it. It's on my screen, but I flipped it back and forth. Did it come up again? Yep. Now it's up. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a problem with XSplit. XSplit's been kind of wonky today. But anyway, 4 gates out of both players here. And, it looks like we're going to have Fazzoni on the aggression again. He's the first to get down his proxy pylon. He doesn't seem like Spec 8's getting active and trying to find him. Loves to get sentries in his 4-gate. And, again, I hate to keep kicking a dead horse, but really mixing in sentries into a 4-gate is just not the way to do it. It really just throws off everything about it. Spec 8's going to find the pylon, though, so he's going to be able to shut down this aggression pretty early. Oh yeah, great move there. He's able to shut that down. Stops Fazzoni dead in his tracks there, and Spec 8 just going to go ahead and start going right back into probe production, knowing that aggression is going to start coming from his opponent. Wants to start making sure that he's going to have plenty of stuff going on. Now he cancels that and just throws down yet another pylon. Probably to either to make sure that he doesn't depower his entire facility again off a one pylon kill. But putting them out right in front. There's no forge, so it's not like he's going to build a lot of cannons or anything. But I guess he's just trying to make sure that he can rally in more units right on the spot there to defend that choke point just outside the natural there. Oh yeah, and both of our players have gone with the rather unorthodox Forge Fast Expand. I mean, that's really, not Forge Fast Expand, the 4-gate expansion. It looks like getting down the pylons in position to expand. Spec 8 getting down the Forge, so he's going to 4-gate Forge expand. Beautiful. So Fazzoni getting a little active out on the map. His army doesn't match up that well against Spec 8. Spec 8 could just about move out and crush this if he happens to catch it. We do see the pylon going down, so he may be able to sandwich it. Here comes the army of Spec 8, and there's no reaction out of Fazzoni, so wow, he's going to lose all these stalkers to these zealots. And why is he not pulling them back? There you go. Loses so much of his army there. The zealot's able to get the flank and move through, and wow, that's enough that Fazzoni may lose.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. Him still target firing down the destructible rocks, trying to get him down to reveal the Zelnaga tower, and it looks like Spec 8 kind of split his army in half. Half of it's going into on the offensive, and then the other half is just kind of holding back. That's not good. If Fasani had turned around with those reinforcements, he may have been able to take out those zealots, and that would have been broken it even there, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
If he had thrown those sentry force fields down, trapped them behind him. But it looks like he is going to go ahead and take this opportunity. Hey, I lost some units. I'm going to go ahead and expand. That's the GG Last Shadow style of play right there.
Oh yeah, right now, to be honest, Spec 8 should just be able to go and win. Spec 8, love you, buddy, but you've had some issues with that so far. I really hope you watch these VODs and realize that you're a lot further ahead than I think you realize in a lot of your games. So, yeah, just kind of massing up here. He needs to go ahead. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Go ahead and move in. That's a small little army there for Fazzoni. He's going to be able to handle this quite well. A very good zealot count. Going to be able to chase these guys all the way back. No kiting to be done there for Fazzoni. Going to need to cancel the Nexus at the very, very least, but I think this is going to be our GG.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Looks like, yeah, there you go. There's Fazzani does take the GG right there. Spec 8 winning 3-2 here in the finals of the IG Beta Divisional number 7. Congratulations to Spec 8. We want to thank everybody again for watching us live in Justin TV or watching the VODs. Make sure that you hit the follow button right there, because the more follows we get, the more cash and prizes we can hand out. And we would like to turn that 1 hour of professional coaching there by Revolution into multiple hours of coaching.
Yeah.
So just make sure you hit that button there, because so our sponsors know that we do work. And again, if you're rewatching all these, keep in mind that AC and I have been playing the movie game. So if you can name 3 of the movies that AC and I have been hinting at throughout the time here, send those 3 guesses to contest@itsgosu.com, and you could potentially win one of 2 packs of Magic cards, special edition Magic cards that were only distributed in the 2010 New York Comic Convention that belong to the Planeswalker series. They're very, very cool cards, very, very special edition. So again, make sure you hit the follow button on Justin TV, because that is really the only stipulation there. That, and you also have to guess 3 of the movies correctly that AC and I have hinted at, and make sure to send those guesses to contest@itsgosu.com. I'm Red Mage JR. With me, as always, your professional commentator and the heart of my bromance. It's AC.
Absolutely, brother. It's been a blast, guys. Thanks so much to everyone who hung out with us in the Justin TV stream, hung out with us in BattleNet chat, everyone who clicked follow, clicked like, and clicked tweet. If you're joining us on the VODs, make sure you get those emails into the contest by 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been a blast. Spec 8 going to be taking home the prize, that 1 hour of coaching with Revolution. Brother, I'm ready to get the hell out of here and get some games in. How about you?
Absolutely. It's just one of those times today that it's time to end, and let's hope to get on some ladder.
All right, guys, have a good night.